How are we doing, folks? Your host Moose here on the Pitt Panthers Football Network as we welcome you to sunny Orlando, Florida as your Pitt Panthers take on the Central Florida Golden Knights. The Panthers come in behind a stellar rushing attack that led them to an overtime victory against the Penn State Nittany Lions last week. They're looking to continue to keep up their undefeated season against a very stout 2-0 UCF squad. So tune in here to Bright House Stadiums on the Pitt Panthers Football Network to find out who wins. So the Panthers will kick off here to the Golden Knights, who have been very impressive thus far this season. They're coming off a 45-38 victory against the TCU Horned Frogs, so they knocked off the number 8 team in the country last week. They're looking to play upset alert again today, and they've got a great offense. 18th in the country for yardage, 10th ranked passing the game, and that's the one area where the Panthers have actually really improved this year is on their pass defense. So if Pitt hopes to come away with a victory, they're going to have to at least limit this UCF attack. They may not be able to completely shut them down, but they're going to hope to limit the yardage and keep UCF under, the 45 points they scored in their victory over TCU. So 2nd and 4 now for the Golden Knights. They're led by quarterback Tyler Harris. He hands the ball off. That's Dontravius Wilson. So able to pick up a pair, setting up 3rd and 2. And they're going to run this hurry-up offense all day, try and keep the Panthers defense, number one, off balance, as well as really tire out the players that the Panthers will have on the field, and hope they can lead to some favorable matchups in the passing game and some big gains if they can do so. That's Harris on the keeper. They run the read option there. He picks up 4 yards, going to set up 2nd and 6 now as the Knights hurry back to the line. So single sidecar, 4 wide set for Harris with Wilson next to him. Panthers bring pressure, but Harris does a really nice job. It's the run-pass option there. He fakes the handoff to Wilson and then decides to go over the middle to Traquan Smith, his favorite wide receiver target. He's got 13 catches already coming into the game, and unfortunately, that's a drop. The Panthers saw Penn State with a case of the drops last week, and so a drop allows 4th and inches. UCF not in formidable territory, so they're forced to punt it away, where the Panthers offense will be led by quarterback Kenny Pickett and Quadri Olison, the senior running back standout, had 137 yards and 2 touchdowns in the victory over Penn State, and he picks up 7 there on his opening carry of the game. So 2nd 3 formation is the eye for the Panthers. Pickett back to pass. He throws it away. He had Olison open there on the little out route, but just leads him too far and sets up 3rd and 3 now. Olison's going to take the handoff, a little bit of a counter there. He weaves his way through the defense, and then he loses the ball. He's hit. The ball comes out. It's picked up by Gibson. That's the safety, Gibson. He's one of UCF's best players. The ball's jarred loose. Quadri Olison just unable to secure it. He had the first down yardage and more, but a guy who's been very secure with the ball for the Panthers throughout his career puts it on the deck. UCF recovers, and just like that, they're in unbelievable field position at the Panthers' 26. So Harris going to run the option here on the opening play. Pitches it off. That's Wilson. Paris Ford meets him in the backfield. He fights off the tackle, sheds it, and picks up a single yard. Harris back to pass now on 2nd down. Looks out wide. He's got Dedrick Snelson on the out pattern. He picks up 14. That's a first down to the Panthers' 11-yard line. So Pitt trying to get some pressure on the quarterback, but they're sitting back hoping they can limit the big passing plays. Now that they've got UCF into red zone territory, this is where the Panthers have done so well with that short field, doing a good job of just limiting what teams can do as far as getting into the end zone and forcing at least field goals. And in this case, Harris overthrows his man, sets up 3rd and 8 now, so UCF will come out in a 5-wide set from the Panthers' 10. Harris is back to pass. Panthers bring pressure off the edge. Wolfgang and Motley get into the backfield, and just like that, Harris is forced to dump it off, setting up now a field goal attempt after a false start. The kick is up. The kick is just inside the left upright, and UCF scores first, opening up a 3-0 advantage. Maurice French is going to take the opening kickoff for the Panthers, though. Return it back. A great return. 49 yards for the Panthers receiver. And that's going to set them up in great field position at the 45-yard line. And Quadri Olison's going to try to add to that total. Spins outside on a broken dive play and does a nice job picking up 4 yards to set up 2nd and 6. Pickett under center here. Darren Hall's into the game for his first carry. The other senior running back who's been very, very solid for the Panthers this year and in years prior. Didn't have a great performance against Penn State last week, but did enough in the victory to help them win. He's looking to rebound in a performance this week. This time it's Olesen on the read option there. He picks up first down yardage, and now the Panthers are going to have 1st and 10 with Pickett dropping back to pass. Looks out wide. He's unable to find it. Looks like Paul Lease, the freshman, over the middle there, and it'll set up 2nd and 10 now. Read option again, it looks like, for the Panthers. Pickett's going to hold on to it. He's got plenty of room out to the left-hand side. Finds his way into the second level, and that's a 23-yard carry for the Panthers sophomore quarterback. And I think you're going to see a lot of this rushing attack. The Panthers very good run blocking. They've got 2 fantastic runners, and they've got a mobile quarterback who, while he does have a good arm, you know, I think his asset in the running game is going to give them a lot of opportunities to get Hall and Olesen the ball. And if teams are keying in on that, Pickett can keep it himself and do well there. It's a play action there on an end around. He fakes it to Matthews, looks to the corner. That should be a touchdown, but George Aston with the drop. He wasn't able to hold on to the ball through the contact, and it's going to be 3rd and 8 now. That was a great play call. They play action, faked on the end around to Matthews. Aston was open, but he couldn't reel it in. This time it is Matthews catching the ball over the middle on a mid-screen. He's not able to get enough for the first down, and Jay Bump, the Panthers sophomore kicker, will come out to level the score, bring things back to square one at 3-3 for the 2 teams. So now Harris will take reins in the shotgun here. He passed for 350 yards against TCU last week. He's going to try and replicate a performance like that, and 11 yards to Dedrick Snelson will move the chains and up that yardage total for the redshirt senior signal caller for the Golden Knights. He's found Tristan Payton across the middle, setting up another first down as the Golden Knights will near midfield now, about halfway through the first quarter. Snelson goes in motion into the backfield. Harris, little play action as he fakes a sneak. Instead gets it out wide to Jordan Akins. That's another solid gain. The Panthers not doing a great job here in man coverage. They're not getting any pressure on Harris. He's got plenty of time to pass. He's able to find his receivers. The man coverage is not doing a great job blanketing these UCF receivers, and that's Traquan Smith with his 4th catch of the quarter, and it moves deep into Panthers territory to the 25-yard line. Now a little play action for Harris. He finds Dedrick Snelson on a little out route underneath, picks up 5, going to set up 2nd and 5 for the Golden Knights. Brings in a halfback finally. That's Wilson. He's back to block, though. Harris is back to pass, and he's brought down. That's Ronnie Baker coming off the edge, the freshman defensive end from Maine. Ronnie Baker's able to get into the backfield, does a great job bringing down the quarterback, and just like that, he's got his first career sack. He's kind of been getting a few snaps in and out, giving breathers to sophomore starter Sean Wolfgang. So good to see Baker make an impact here, and it's going to force 3rd and 15 now for the Golden Knights. They throw the screen to Wilson. He's knocked down after about a 10-yard gain. That was Paris Ford joining up with Dwayne Hendricks on the tackle, and that's going to force another field goal attempt from the Golden Knights. The hold is down, the kick is up, it splits them right down the middle, and UCF doubles their output to 6 and takes a 6-3 lead over the Panthers. So Quadri Olesen will take the handoff on the ensuing possession as the Panthers gain 9 yards, and it's Olesen back to his running ways, chunking up that UCF defense and doing a good job holding on to the ball. Pickett in the shotgun now. He's going to drop back, roll out to his right, pressure coming, and he doesn't have anyone open downfield, so he's just going to wisely tuck it and run and dip out of bounds after a quick 4-yard gain and a first down for the Panthers. Hall as the lone setback behind Pickett. Now he's going to take the handoff. Good pulling action by the right side of the Panthers line to push forward and get 4 yards for Darren Hall. 76 yards on the ground for the Panthers already here in the opening quarter, but it's 3rd and 5 now with Pickett back to pass. He's found Rafael Arujo Lopes, the redshirt senior receiver, does a good job holding on to the ball for a 10-yard gain and a Panthers first down into UCF territory. A little play action now as Pickett's back to pass, checks it down. It's Quadri Olesen on the right-hand side. He forces his way forward, picks up 9 for a good gain from the Panthers. And that's what you don't see a lot of. Not a lot out of the backfield as far as receptions are concerned for the Panthers, but that's something that Olesen and Hall have both been working on so that Pickett can have them as an option when he needs to do so. Olesen up to 41 yards on the ground now on 8 carries, and he's going to add even more to that tally as we come to the end of the first quarter. That's 5 yards for Olesen with the Panthers trailing here to UCF 6-3 following one quarter on the Pitt Panthers Football Network. So we welcome you back to the start of the second quarter. The Panthers driving now into UCF territory, 2nd and 5 on the 31. That's going to be a handoff to Darren Hall. He's yanked down, sets up 3rd and inches, came down very violently, but he picks up about 4, and it's going to be 3rd and inches for the Panthers. Now Hall's going to take the handoff yet again. He's got a big hole out on the right-hand side. Excellent seal by Aaron Matthews, the receiver out there, to give him plenty of room to run. He picks up 15 and puts the Panthers into the red zone. Olison's going to come back into the game now. Tries to bounce it outside. Not his best decision there. There was a hole in the middle, and unfortunately he's going to lose 2 yards. 2nd and 12 now. Pickett play action. He's dropped back. Plenty of time. Looks, doesn't have George Aston open. He should say he has him open, but the pressure sees him kind of chuck it away. Overthrows his man. It's going to be 3rd and long now for the Panthers. Pressure's coming as Pickett's in the shotgun. He's forced to kind of throw it out the back of the end zone looking for Trey Tipton. And Jay Bump's going to come out for about a 30-yard attempt. That's up. That's through the uprights. And the Panthers level the score yet again, 6-6. So not exactly a barn burner score-wise, but both teams are moving the ball fairly well. And yet again, UCF, easy yardage through the air. Cameron Stewart picks up 3, setting up 2nd and 7. That hurry-up offense as they change the play at the line. Harris back to pass, finds Dedrick Snelson, fights off 2 tackles. That's Paris Ford, can't bring him down. Good block on the seal there as Snelson's able to catch and run for 25 yards, taking UCF to their own 48-yard line. Harris back, nearly intercepted. That was DeMar Hamlin jumping the route, as they're finally able to break the rhythm of Harris, who's got 128 through the air just inside of the second quarter. And he's going to add to that tally as he finds Akins on the outside, 16-yard catch and run, and another Golden Knights first down. So 5 wide set for Harris here. Plenty of time. The Panthers have not brought much pressure-wise. He's able to take his time, finds his man, that's Smith, and it's a big first down gain down to the Panthers' 14-yard line for Tyler Harris and company. Back to pass, looks to the corner, and Paris Ford jumps the route. Interception, but the question is, did he keep his feet in bounds? If he did so, an unbelievable play by Ford. As we take a look at the pylon cam, he just touches those right toes down in bounds and makes an unbelievable interception to stop UCF in their tracks, and the Panthers will take over, but with a long field to go from their own 1-yard line. They get a little bit of breathing room now after a Quadri Olison 2-yard carry. It's going to be 2nd and 8. Pistol formation for Pickett, and it's going to be a shovel pass. Little shovel option there. He finds Paul Lease, the freshman receiver, who picks up 6 yards, and it's going to be 3rd and 2 now from their own 9. The handoff is to Olison. Nice big hole opened up. He twirls his way forward outside the 20-yard line. 11-yard gain for Quadri, and the Panthers, they've still got a long way to go. So bunch formation to the left of Pickett. It's going to be a handoff on a reverse. That's Maurice French. He's able to get around the edge, but good pursuit by that UCF defense limits him to 3 yards. Olison's going to take the ball on 2nd down now. Fights his way forward, picks up 7. He's good for about 6 or 7. Almost every carry is Quadri Olison. 64 yards on the day already, and it's a Panthers first down. Pickett under center with 2 tight ends to his right. He drops back, play action, looks, finds his tight end. That's Antonio Greer over the middle. Picks up 9 yards. Going to set up 2nd and 1. So Pickett, he's done a good job with the underneath round so far. No real threat of a deep game for the Panthers. But with the rushing attack that they've been using so stellarly today, and it's so varied, that's Aaron Matthews on the jet sweep. Picks up 15, and a Panthers first down out to midfield. Pick in the shotgun now. Looks underneath. He finds a man again. That's Trey Tipton for 10, and he nears first down yard. It's going to be 2nd and inches. 4 wide set for the Panthers. Pickett changing orders here at the line. Play action to Olison. Back, plenty of time. And then all of a sudden the edge rush comes from the right-hand side, and Pickett is brought down. He runs away. Could have been just a 4 or 5 yard loss. Instead, he tried to evade the sack. He loses 12, excuse me. And just like that, it's 4th and 14. Pickett can't find Paul Lease. He's unable to hold on to the Panthers. Have to punt the ball away. A good solid punt pins UCF down at their 12. Harris on the read option picks up 4. Going to set up 2nd and 6. He was brought down by Paris Ford on the tackle there. Snelson comes in motion. into the backfield now. And it's going to be a little wide receiver option, triple option there. Snelson takes the pitch, picks up 8 yards. Very creative play calling from UCF to pick up the first down there. Harris now on the read option. He's just doing an excellent job managing the game, is Tyler Harris. Unfortunately for him, that one interception really cost UCF a chance to take a big lead on the Panthers. That would be something they'd love to hold on here coming into halftime. But Harris back to pass. That's Payton again underneath. Tristan Payton picks up 6, and UCF's going to use their first timeout to limit the clock. Panthers coming out in the 4-3 now with UCF in that kind of 2-back formation. The shotgun, that's Dontravius Wilson on the screen. He's brought down by senior linebacker Sean Idowu. And it's going to be near midfield as UCF takes a false start, setting up 1st and 15. But Traquan Smith picks up 13. Dane Jackson just giving a little bit too much credit on the coverage there. It's going to be a 2nd and short now for the Golden Knights. Harris back to pass, plenty of time, finds Snelson again before he's wrapped up by Salim Brightwell over the middle, but it's enough for first down yardage. No pressure coming from the Panthers. The likes of Dwayne Hendrick, Sean Wolfgang not getting into the backfield. Wolfgang actually has a chance to bring Harris down there. He can't wrap him up before Paris Ford and DeMar Hamlin join in on the tackle to bring down Harris, setting up 3rd and 4. Throws it out wide, a bit of a floating pass there. Jordan Akins brings it in, though, and is tackled by Philippi Motley, but not after getting first down yards. So 1st and 10 for the Golden Knights from the 18. Harris back to pass, feels the pressure from the right-hand side. Panthers decide to bring the blitz, but he gets the ball off underneath, and that's first down yardage. Back to pass again as Harris. Big pressure there. Fumble as I think it was Amir Watts got into the backfield. It was Amir Watts or Dwayne Hendricks gets into the backfield, knocks the ball loose from Harris, but are unable to bring him down for the sack. And he makes them pay on the ensuing play. Finds Tristan Payton, just waits for him. It's a perfect little pick play as Payton came around behind both defensive backs, wiggled his way open. Harris hit him perfectly in stride, and UCF with a touchdown lead now as we approach halftime. The Panthers looked content to just end the half down 7, but after Darren Hall picks up 21 yards on that toss, now Kenny Pickett's going to decide to chuck it long and see if the Panthers can get some yardage here. They don't have any timeouts left. Pickett's going to hurl it deep. He's looking for Arujo Lopes. Kyle Gibson does a great job to deflect it away. He's had a great half of football, recovered a fumble, and 7 tackles already. 3rd and 6 now for the Panthers. Should be the final play of the first half. They're going to send Aaron Matthews in motion to the right and see what they can find open. Pickett's just going to check it down to Olesen, and that will send us to halftime. UCF at home behind a big crowd here, taking on your number 20 ranked Pitt Panthers. They have not come out and looked fantastic. The defense has done enough. You know, they've given up 250 yards already, but they've kind of bend and not broken. Only 13 points against. The offense has 200 yards. They've been dominating time of possession, but they can't seem to find their way into the end zone. Really disappointing half of football for the Panthers. They're going to need to find some semblance of a passing attack in the second half, you would think, to try and get this UCF defense off guard and open up some big plays for their offense. But that remains to be seen. Can the Panthers come from behind? We'll see. Here from Orlando, this is your host, Moose, on the Pitt Panthers Football Network. So we welcome you back as your Pitt Panthers trail the UCF Golden Knights 13-6 entering the second half of play. The Panthers will start with the ball. It's Kenny Pickett under center. George Aston in motion in the offset I formation. That's going to be a handoff to Quadri Olsen. He gets to the outside, picks up 13, and a promising start for the Panthers here to their second half of play. I formation with 2 tight end look for Pickett as he's back to pass. He somehow holds onto the ball, gets rid of it. That's freshman tight end Jay Ballmer with the first catch of his career. Pickett with an excellent job just holding onto the ball till the last second, dumping it off to the tight end, and he goes and stumbles and rumbles for 27 yards and a Panthers first down as they look to try and even up the score. Olesen goes for 6 now inside the 30 of UCF. That's a quick out route now as Pickett tries to find his other tight end freshman, Antonio Greer. He can't haul the ball in, and it's going to set up 3rd and 4 now for the Panthers. So picking under center, it's Olesen trying to find a hole. He's able to dance his way through. Le'Veon Bell-esque just picks his way through the hole, picks up 6, and that's a first down for the Panthers. Now it's a little reverse. Paul Lease trying to cut out to the right. The freshman receiver just can't find any room to rumble. Loses 2, and it's going to be 2nd and 12. Pickett hands off. That's Olesen, kind of on a little misdirection play with Aston going in motion. He picks up 4, and it's going to be 3rd and very long for the Panthers as Olesen is nearing 100 yards on the day, just halfway through the game. Pickett back to pass. Time, looks to the corner. Dangerous pass looking for Trey Tipton, but that's Trey Neal who's able to march his way over, knock the ball away, and Jay Bump comes out and is forced to knock another field goal through as the Panthers cut the score to 13-9. Of course, I can think of another game in Pitt football history that looked fantastic at 13-9. That, of course, was the Panthers' 2007 upset of then number 2 West Virginia, knocking them out of national championship contention. But tonight, 13-9 will not do. And UCF is going to make sure that the way they're moving the ball down the field, that's Cameron Stewart. And it's just Tyler Harris is just playing catch out there right now. The Panthers are not pressuring him. They're not making him move around. And he's able to do whatever he wants with the football. This time what he wanted to do was hand the ball off. That's Dontravius Wilson picking up 9. And it's going to be a 3rd and very short for UCF. So Harris in the shotgun. It's a read option. Does a great job. All 3 Panthers defenders flew past him. Harris is into the 2nd level, and thankfully Dane Jackson's able to chase him down from behind, or he would have been in for 6. Great play call. Harris holds on to it and turns it into a 30-yard read option carry. Another read option as Ronnie Baker flies past him this time. Thankfully, senior linebacker Elijah Zeiss is able to make the tackle and keep him out of the end zone. So 2nd and 5 now. Harris hands off. That's Wilson up the middle. He steamrollers over Paris Ford. Just runs him over like a freight train on his way into the end zone. Get off the tracks. The train's coming through. That's Dontravius Wilson, and it's a touchdown. And just like that, the Panthers are down 2 possessions, and Kenny Pickett comes out in the 5 wide on the next drive. Looks, has to check it down. That's Arujo Lopes. Great spin move, and that's a 13-yard catch and run for the first down for the Panthers. Put him on the spin cycle there, did Arujo Lopes, as the Panthers need to answer this UCF drive if they want to stay in the game. Pickett, nice job with the read option. He's got French lead blocking for him out there on the right-hand side. He's able to pick up 13 and a first down for the Panthers. So bunch formation now to the left for Kenny Pickett. He's got Lease and Arujo Lopes as well as Maurice French out wide. Pickett rolls to his right. He finds Arujo Lopes. Great throw. Designed rollout for the Panthers. A little QB sprint out for Kenny Pickett. Gets him into space to give him time to set his feet and make a throw. And he does a great job finding Arujo Lopes. The ensuing play, that's Paris Ford getting to try his hand on the offensive side of the ball. Takes a jet sweep but only picks up a single yard. 2nd and 9 now sees Darren Hall getting onto the field here in the second half. Does a great job, picks up about 8 or 9, and the Panthers are going to be blessed with a face mask penalty there on UCF. So that's going to move the ball deep into UCF territory. Brian Alford brought Hall all down by his face mask, and that'll push the Panthers all the way to the Golden Knights' 12-yard line. Aston in motion with Pickett handing the ball off. That's Quadri Olsen. He's taken on the backfield, but Jasinski comes into the backfield, rips down Olsen by his face mask. That's not legal, and the Panthers are going to get an automatic first down and halfway to the goal because of that penalty on this middle linebacker, Pat Jasinski. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 7 now. Pickett in the shotgun, 3 wide receiver formation with Olsen to his right. Olesen's going to take the handoff. He dips and dodges his way forward, dragged down just short of the goal line, but it's going to set up 2nd and goal from the 1. Pickett in the offset eye. He's going to hand off. That's Olsen. Plenty of space, and he's into the back of the end zone. And just like that, the Panthers are going to cut the UCF advantage to 20-15. And they're just going to decide to go for the extra point. No sense going for 2 just yet, as they have faith in the offense, it seems. Pat Narduzzi does, to get another score. And if the defense can make a stop, it would be even closer. Dennis Briggs was that close to taking the ball away for the Panthers, but he's unable to hold on to it, and I guess they say that's why those kind of players play defense if they can't catch the ball there. Dennis Briggs then joins up with DeMar Hamlin to stop Dontravius Wilson after a 9-yard grab, set up 3rd and 1, but Wilson is going to weave his way through. Sean Idowu brings him down, but not after he falls forward for a 12-yard gain and a UCF first down. So this quick offense that Harris has been using has really hurt the Panthers, as they've been able to just chunk them for good runs. They've got the secondary running all over the field here in man coverage, and it's let receivers find their way open. You got guys making mental mistakes, like Sean Wolfgang just blew past Harris there. Thankfully, Paris Ford with a massive tackle brings down Harris short of the sticks. And 3rd and 1 now. Sean Wolfgang misses another tackle. Harris is going to have to be brought down by Dane Jackson, but not after he picks up first down yardage and more. That's a gain of 14 up to the Panthers' 33-yard line. Handoff now goes to Dontravius Wilson. Hendricks breaks through and makes a good tackle, stopping him after just a 2-yard gain. 3-3-5 formation for the Panthers now. Jordan coming forward on the block. He gets into the backfield, and he brings down Tyler Harris. Sophomore linebacker Jason Jordan able to make a great tackle there as he gets in and levels Tyler Harris in the backfield. Forces 4th down. UCF has to go for the field goal, and it's not going to go through the uprights. Well off to the left. Was a long attempt as well. 56 yards. Had the distance, but wasn't able to get it into the uprights as was required by the rules on the field. So the Panthers have their chance now to retake the lead, or I should say to actually take their first lead of the game. It's been 3 quarters entirely. The Panthers have never led, but after that nice mid-screen, Aaron Matthews able to pick up 14 yards, and heading into the 3rd quarter, the Panthers with a very promising drive, trailing 20-16, but moving the chains and moving the ball into UCF territory, looking to take the lead. So tune into the 4th quarter here on the Pitt Panthers Football Network. So Pickett now in the 2 tight end formation as George Aston goes in motion as the secondary tight end. Pickett's going to be back to pass. Plenty of time. Finds Antonio Greer underneath for a nice 13-yard grab and a Panthers first down to the 30-yard line. Aston moving in motion again. You pretty much see that on every play. This time it's a handoff. It's Olesen. He takes a hit, but is able to fall forward for 6. That's going to be 2nd and 4 for the Panthers. Now, Darren Hall comes in to complement Kenny Pickett. He takes kind of a counter handoff, a little misdirection, and is able to get plenty of yardage there as Darren Hall nearly has time to get back up onto his feet, but it's brought down after a 13-yard run and a Panther first down inside of the red zone. Pickett's going to hand the ball off this time to Olesen. He steamrollers a UCF man and picks up an unbelievable run. I think that was 12 yards after contact on a 9-yard carry for Quadri Olesen, looking like a freight train busting through a man. And now in 2nd and 1, that's Darren Hall. He's not going to be able to break through and get into the end zone. Wrapped up in the backfield, loss of 2, and it's 3rd and 3 now for the Panthers. Hall's going to stay in next to Pickett. It's a read option. Kenny Pickett unable to find the space. Doesn't get past the line of scrimmage, and the Panthers have a huge decision to make now, and it's 4th and 3. Kenny Pickett comes out with bunch formation to his right. Olesen in the backfield. Will it be a handoff? It looks like Pickett's rolling out to his right. Plenty of time. Chucks it off. It's Trey Tipton in the back of the end zone. Pickett could have waltzed in. He honestly took a risk there by throwing it because he had enough time that he could have ran in himself. Instead, he chucks it to Trey Tipton, who brings the ball in for the Panthers touchdown, and they take a 3-point lead here in the 4th quarter. But Tyler Harris is going to try and have something to say about it for the Golden Knights. He picks up 11, keeping it himself, moving the chains, setting up 1st and 10 from the 37. That's Dontravius Wilson now through the middle. Philippi Motley and I think Dennis Briggs combining on the tackle to bring down Wilson, but not after he picks up 13. And another easy first down for the Golden Knights. Little screen, that's Dedrick Snelson dragged down by DeMar Hamlin after a gain of 5. And UCF out nearing midfield. All they need is a field goal to tie this matchup up. Harris now, read option, holds on to himself. That's Jason Jordan. Paris Ford joining forces to make the tackle there. 3rd and 2 for the Golden Knights. Another read option, it looks like for Harris. He's wrapped up. That was Brightwell and Keyshawn Camp, I think, on the tackle, but they twirled Harris forwards, and it actually gave him enough for the first down. So first down yardage for UCF as Harris hands the ball off. That's Wilson, crushed in the backfield. That was Keyshawn Camp coming through for the big tackle. Does the junior defensive lineman. Great stop, 2nd and long now, and that's going to be a handoff. It's Taj McGowan. Salim Brightwell swings and misses on a tackle. Dane Jackson joins forces with Paris Ford to bring him down, and it's a 3rd and 3 for the Golden Knights. Read option, that's Dennis Briggs, not fooled. Finally, the Panthers aren't fooled by a read option play from Harris. Briggs brings him down in the backfield, and with 4th and 8, over halfway through the 4th quarter, UCF's going to have to go for it. Harris is back to pass, looks wide. Paris Ford sticks his arm in there, knocks the ball away, and the Panthers will play takeaway as UCF turns the ball over on downs, down 23-20. So the Panthers here trying to eat some clock, maybe move up into scoring range, and a handoff to Darren Hall is going to do just that. This two-pronged attack for the Panthers has been immensely successful. Hall's nearing 100 yards on the day. Olison's well over 100 yards on the day, and that's Darren Hall rumbling for 13 more yards and another Panthers first down as they get to the 41-yard line of UCF. Hall again, his third straight carry and a third straight big gain. That's 7 more yards for Darren Hall as he's up to 96 yards on the day on just 12 carries. So the Panthers, honestly, Kenny Pickett could be throwing with his left arm the way that they need to utilize him. Darren Hall up to 100 yards on the day now. Quadri Olison well over 100 yards. And the Panthers are just running down the clock and running down the opportunities UCF will have to come back. It's Hall again picking his way through the line for about 4, and it's going to be 3rd and 5 now for the Panthers. So bunch formation to the right with Olison also to Pickett's right in the sidecar here in the shotgun formation. It's going to be an option. Pickett dances through the one-man, pitches it off. Olison breaks a tackle. He's into space. Quadri Olison. It's a Panthers touchdown. 25 yards to the house. Huge. Panthers just need a 3rd down conversion. Quadri Olison said, how about we make it a touchdown? And that's Kenny Pickett with a fantastic bit of decision making. He held onto the ball just long enough to beat the first defender, and then when the remaining guys converge on him, he dumps it off. Olison does the rest, and the Panthers take a 10-point lead that at the way the UCF offense has gone in the second half could nearly be insurmountable at this point. But Harris, speaking of that, Sean Idowu on the outside linebacker blitz, comes right around the edge, gets the sack, his 7th tackle of the day. Big game for the senior linebacker, and it's going to be 2nd and 17 following that 7-yard loss. Harris nearly crushed in the backfield. Instead, he dumps it off to Cameron Stewart, who on the screen there, the checkdown's only able to get a single yard. So 3rd and very long for the Golden Knights. Harris back, plenty of time to pass, but no more time as that's Sean Wolfgang, the much maligned defensive end. He's had a few missed tackles on this game, but he comes up with a big one when the Panthers needed it. Their 2nd sack on this drive, and it's 4th and very, very long, and underneath route to Cameron Stewart sees him leveled by Sean Idowu, and just like that, the Panthers will have the ball, look to run out the clock. They'll give freshman C.J. London a couple opportunities to carry the ball because they do need 1 first down. UCF does have just enough timeouts to stop the clock and try and get the ball back following a Panthers, punt or field goal attempt if they're able to get this big 3rd down stop. So Pickett got Darren Hall behind him. There's the handoff. The senior running back gets just enough for the first down. UCF expends their final timeout, but it's not going to be enough. Kenny Pickett is going to get into the victory formation for the Panthers, sit on this one, and Pitt with a come from behind 30-20 victory. They were down as much as 20-9, 11 points. They rattle off 3 straight unanswered touchdowns, led behind another massive Quadri Olison performance, 146 yards on the ground. Darren Hall with 110 yards on the ground as well. Kenny Pickett throws for a touchdown. The defense with 5 sacks, including 3 in the final quarter. And the Panthers show extreme resiliency. Why they're ranked number 20 in the country right now. They improved to 3-0 as they've come away with the victory here against UCF in Orlando. We thank you so much for tuning in here on the Pitt Panthers Football Network. As always, hail to Pitt. Take care. Bye-bye.